How's it going? I'm Sommelier Leslie Miller with AmuseWine.com. That's 2 E's. Hey, guess what? I'm here in the middle of another snowpocalypse here in Minneapolis, Twin Cities area, Minnesota. And it doesn't get any better than this, right? I mean, lots of snow, lots of great stuff to play in. Not exactly a lot of ski hills around here, but we can do. Hey, I wanted to talk a little bit about kind of quintessential outdoor wine drinking, and I thought that I would bring up ice wine today. Why? Because you're actually rolling into the holidays right now, and this would be a perfect time to break it out on your holiday dinner table. Wanted to give you some ideas and kind of some rules to ice wine. Ice wine is something that was created in Germany, actually. And they say actually the late 1700s is really truly when it came to fruition in Germany. Now in Germany, the traditional grape for making ice wine is Riesling. There's a couple of real rules and there's a couple of big producers right now that still make ice wine to the traditional status, and that is Canada and Germany. Now, in order for it to be ice wine, the grapes actually have to naturally freeze on the vine outside in the vineyard space. It doesn't necessarily mean that the grapes are and have been affected by any sort of botrytis, meaning any sort of mold that's condensed down the sugars in the grapes, but it's just that you do have a full ripeness on the grapes, and then they sit through really your first frost and freeze. The rules really are that they must come into the winery at about 17 to 19 degrees between Canada and Germany. A couple of ideas for this. This is something that we had the other night. Now, you know, if you watch me, that I never ever follow famous people who make wine. However, I gotta say, maybe it's because he's a kick-ass hockey player, but Wayne Gretzky actually makes his own ice wine. Sure, he doesn't make it himself, but he does put the money into it. And we had this the other night with a wonderful seared foie gras, just plain seared foie gras, a little bit of pickled port onion, and a little snippet kind of taste of this ice wine that Wayne Gretzky makes. This is out of the Niagara Peninsula in Canada, which is actually some of the most popular regions and area for producing ice wine in Canada. A couple of other really great examples. Enniskillen is probably the most popular ice wine coming out of Canada. Total, one of the largest producing ice wine wineries as well. And Enniskillen, wonderful, beautiful honey flavors that really do go really wonderfully with foie. Now, if you don't like foie, you can actually do a little bit of chocolate. You can do a blue cheese, Stilton, something that actually has a little bit more of a cream to it too. So you could do a triple cream cheese as well. Here's something else that's kind of fun. This is a sparkling ice wine. This is again Enniskillen, but just has a little bit of bubble to it. And again, it's going to be a little bit sweet, but the real piece behind this is that there's enough acid to kind of keep the palate clean and keep you moving through your dinner. A couple of examples outside of Germany and Canada is what we call icebox wines, and that was really produced here in the United States, and one famous producer for doing that was the Bonnie Doon Icebox wine. And this is another example of that, where it is mechanical freezing of the grapes. So the grapes don't naturally freeze with the wonderful frost and they come in at these beautiful degrees and temperatures. Instead, what they do is once the grapes get super ripe, they go out and they actually mechanically freeze the grapes, bring them in frozen, and voila, you have sort of an icebox wine that we have here in the United States. This is King Estate, which is out of one of my favorite states, Oregon, and this is the Vin Glace. This is actually really nice too. And then an example of something that is not an ice wine, but at the same time that can be kind of sweet. This is Beringer. So this is a botryticized wine, not ice wine, not the same thing. Grapes have not been frozen. Botryticized just means that the grapes have hung on the vine long enough to actually attract a mold that then condenses the grapes and condenses the juice and everything inside to make it a little bit sweeter. Again, like I said, doesn't necessarily mean that the ice wines have undergone botrytis. In fact, most of the time not. It's just a little bit higher of a sugar level. So there you have it. I'm sitting here in this cold ass winter setting, and I thought, what a better day to talk about ice wine. So there you have it. Go out there, get yourself some ice wine, German traditional ice wine, and pick it up with some of your favorites for the holiday season. And for more, tune in to AmuseWine.com and follow me on the Crush Pad blog for more pairings and suggestions. See you soon.